This will be my final season as your pastor at Neighbors Church. This church is very special to me. This is something that we started from the ground up. The intent was to have small services, small attendance, and just add more services. And I remember when we went from having one service to two services. I remember when we moved into this place. I remember very specific milestones that we had. And I know that those milestones are going to continue. I know that there is going to be somebody that God is calling that is going to take everything to the next level, take it to places that I could never even dream of, that maybe none of us could dream of. And the reason that I know that that's going to be a possibility is because of the people that are here. You guys are amazing. And I know that this welcoming spirit that is at this church will welcome a new pastor, and ideas will be shared, and this place will be it'll continue to do what God has set out to do. Allison and I went through several months of prayer on this. It was something that we continued to go back and forth, and to be honest, we can still continue to go back and forth. But we do feel that this change is what is best for us, and it's also best for Neighbors. I'm going to make it easy. My next 5 months of sermons are going to stink. They're going to be the worst ones that you've ever had. Probably not even going to use the Bible. I think I'm just going to go into Greek mythology. But I was kind of hoping to go out on a scandal, but I'm too boring, so it doesn't happen that way. But I'm hoping that we will use this next 5 months to continue to make Neighbors what it is. A deep and simple place with a deep and simple service with amazing people that love God, love themselves, and love their neighbors. And I know we will. I want us to be, I'm sad. I'm going to miss some of you. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the future for this place. And I hope you are too. I really do. This church needs you, and that new pastor is going to need you too. Seth is from the SPRC, which stands for Staff Parish Relations Committee. And he's going to tell you just a little bit about the process. And then because we were running around all week, Brian is going to be preaching for us. And so thank you, Brian, for doing that so much. And so I'm going to leave it to Seth to tell you what's happening next. So,
hey, good morning, everyone. Seth Derner. I'm a 9 o'clock regular, so it's fun to see what the other half of Neighbors looks like, so to speak. First of all, I was been a part of Neighbors since the very beginning, so this is a very bittersweet moment for me. More bitter than sweet at seeing Trever and Allison go, because having the opportunity to work with them from the very beginning to hear what their vision for this place was, and the dreams, and to go through all of the things you do as a startup, trying things, seeing what works, what doesn't, and then just seeing it actually come to life and seeing things start to click. This has been one of the greatest journeys I've been on, and I'm excited to still be here and to see what's next. So, as Trever mentioned, if you've not been involved in the leadership here at Neighbors, you may not know all the structure. I'm just going to share a little bit of background, because I think as we venture into this time, helping you understand kind of like what is this, what are all the parts and pieces, and how is this going to work is important, because this church isn't just a place where people show up and then leave. Like, you're a part of this, and I want to make sure you understand what you're all a part of and how it's all going to come together as we do this together. The leadership team here at the church made up about 10, 12 folks. And we have 3 standing committees. Finance, which they have the most important job, keep the doors open. Trustees, which they deal with the space. So that water issue is not my committee. That's somebody else's committee. And then the staff pastor relations committee We mostly deal with, it's the easiest committee because, the job of our committee is really to listen to any concerns people have in the church. They come up through our committee, and we share those concerns and ideas with Pastor Trever and with if there's any staff. And then we also work to support Trever to make sure to say, what do you need and how can we help you grow professionally? And how can we make sure that you are getting everything that you need to continue to thrive here at the church? I love being in the role because it gives me a chance to work with Trever and Allison closely. But now with this decision, what that means for the SPRC is we're kind of the central point of taking input, answering questions. So if you have questions or concerns and you don't know who to talk to, Trever will send out my email and my phone number, and you're always welcome to reach out to me and share questions, share concerns. I'll be the central hub of that. I'll share that with the leadership team and then work with our district superintendent. So here's where I'll explain kind of how all the pieces are. We have a leadership team for the church, but we're part of the United Methodist Church, which means we are in a district of about 70 churches, and we have a district superintendent. That's technically who Trevor's boss is. So his name is David. David met with our leadership team yesterday for about 2 hours. David he was a pastor. In fact, this is his first year being a district superintendent. So he knows what it takes to build a great church. And David I can just tell you straight up, he's very committed to helping us make it through this transition, find the very best person for us to move forward. What he wanted to know yesterday was just the start of what is it that we feel is very important for us to have the right pastor to help us continue to be neighbors and really grow into what does chapter 2 of Neighbors look like now. So we started to share that with him, but what we want to do over the next couple of months is continue to really think about what is it that we want in the next person who's going to lead us. In the Methodist Church, we have an appointive system, which if you're churchy people, you'll know what that means versus a call system. If you're not churchy people, you're like, I don't know what either of those words mean. Can you break that down? So in our church, an appointive system means that our pastors are appointed by the cabinet in our conference. Our conference is Nebraska, Kansas. We are the second or third largest conference in the Methodist Church in the United States. We have about 700 churches in this conference, about 600 pastors. So technically, every pastor in every church is appointed every year to their role by the cabinet. Now, we typically don't make a big deal out of it here because Trever started this church, and their intention has always been for Trever to stay with this church kind of as long as he wanted. And so every year there's technically been an appointment where Trevor's been appointed as our pastor, but we've never really made a big deal out of it again because it's in the olden days, they used to appoint pastors and move pastors around a lot. So it was more of a big deal. But what that means is that the cabinet, there's 12 people on this cabinet. They're all district superintendents plus our bishop. And they will look at all the openings they have across the 700 churches and try to find the right pastors to fit the right congregation. And so they are very committed to listening to us and what we need and want in our next pastor and helping us make sure that the right, like Trever said, there's somebody out there who God is calling to come be a part of our community and help pick up this vision that Trever and Allison have started and help us continue to make that happen and to grow into what Neighbors is intended to be as a church that lives out this beautiful mission we have on the back wall. So that process they will be making decisions all spring. The appointment becomes official in June, and the new pastor will probably start in July. So Trever and Allison will probably take off at the end of May to give them time to transition down. So it'll be a little period of time where we'll have guest pastors and before the new pastor starts. So we could know as early as late February or maybe as late as by the end of April of who our new pastor will be. And again, some of you may be feeling like, well, why don't we get to choose? Well, again, it's not that we don't have a voice. We very much have a voice. David very much wants to hear what we think this church needs. But it will be the cabinet that makes that decision and informs us who the pastor will be. So, and we will work hard as a leadership team to help that person understand who we are and kind of what we hope for the future. But there will be change. And as you all know, I can look across this room. We're all grown adults, and we've all been through change before. And we all know change both sucks and is a great opportunity at the same time. It gives us a chance to say, God, think about possibilities and meet new people. And that's the one thing I love about this church is how amazing we are at meeting and inviting new people to be part of it. And so we get a chance to practice that with a new pastor. So we're gonna be both grieving for a while as we mourn the loss of Trever and Allison in our daily lives. They're not going away, but they're going away from here. So we're going to be both that, and at the same time, we have this opportunity as a church to really reflect and say, gosh, what is it that we want to be, and who do we need to help us as our pastor to get us to where we want to go? So again, if you have questions about that, if you want to have voice in that, if you have strong opinion about that, please share it with me so that I can share that again with the leadership team and with David as we move forward. And we'll try to answer all the questions we can as we do that. Are there any questions right now that people have? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trever has been taking a position in Mesa, Arizona, in that Methodist conference, and so again, all the conferences are on the same schedule of new appointments starting in June. So you guys will be you guys have a little more time because going from one conference to another conference is rare. Typically, movements happen within a conference, but for Trever and Allison, the opportunity to get to a place that is more accessible and more meets their lifestyle of what they need is going to be helpful. So, other questions? Awesome. Well, thank you all. And like I said, we can be both sad that they're leaving. We can be happy for them. We can be sad for ourselves, and we can also use this as an opportunity to say, gosh, what's next? It also is a chance for us to really come together as the neighbors community and support each other and help each other through this. So like I said, don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions, and just want to say, this will be the beginning of a long, awkward goodbye to Trever and Allison. So you can say goodbye to them today, but you may have to say goodbye. You can say goodbye to them for the next 5 months as well. So we will figure out how to appropriately celebrate what Trever and Allison have done here. So if you have ideas for that as well, would love to hear that, because we do want to make sure that while we're preparing to welcome a new pastor, that we think of how do we do a great job of celebrating the amazing gift that these two have given us by building this community. So thank you.